Indian is concerned, and particularly in the Odisha, 36 to 47% of the peoples are anemic. And if you are not having a balanced diet, this is the distribution that every day you should have this kind of balanced diet. If you deviate from this particular balanced diet, then people mostly suffer from anemia. So 40% we should have like fruits and vegetables, 25% carbohydrates, fibers, then 25% protein, and 10% fats. This is what is the balanced diet. So mostly the peoples are not following this balanced diet, and as a result, we are suffering from anemia. So this is the malnutrition cases anemia. So far, the Odisha state is concerned across the different districts. Sundargarh is having the highest anemic, like 72.4%. And particularly, if you look into the Western Odisha, people's the malnutrition cases is very high. So what you can do? So for the, as we know that a lot of malnutrition is there, then my next issue is how we can utilize our natural resources to eradicate the malnutrition and the anemia. So you know that this is one of the plant which is called Madhuka indica. In Odia it is called the moha, the mohula, which is abundantly available in Western Odisha. And also this is the distribution, particularly in the central part of India, we can find very heavy distribution of this availability of moha flower, moha trees. So this moha is important. The moha is important because of the two important products. One is the moha flowers and the moha seeds. And most importantly, these moha flowers and the moha seeds, they are being produced in the leanest period of agriculture, that is the month of March to April, whereas there is no any agriculture practices. So these moha flowers and moha seeds can provide the alternative source of income to a lot of peoples. And in India particularly, there is more than 1 billion tons of moha flowers being produced per year. And will be surprised to know that moha flower is very rich in nutrition. So it consists of almost all kind of nutrition, and as a result, it is also known as the superfood. So this is what is when the moha flowers are in the tree, and this is the collected moha flower in fresh. So these are some data to show that what is the nutritional value of moha flower compared to other kind of fruits. So as you can see, we have a comparison between the apple, banana, mango, moha dry, and rajins. Rajins is your grapes. So you can see this thiamine, which is called vitamin A, is very rich in moha flowers. Riboflavin, vitamin B12 is also. So this is the moha is having very rich source of riboflavin. Niacin, which is vitamin B3. Protein is also very high. Carbohydrates, also the calciums. So you can see that because of the lot of nutritional value, can utilize the moha flower for different kind of value additions. These are further data showing this moha flower dry is comparison between the different fruits, apple, banana, mango, raisins, the fresh moha flower and the dry moha flowers. So it consists of almost all kind of nutrients as well as the essential the elements and the vitamins. This is the composition of essential amino acids for the moha flower. I know for amino acids, the groundnut is the best source, but this is a comparison between the moha flowers dry as well as the groundnut. See, it consists of almost all kind of essential amino acids. So as a result, the moha flower is called as the superfood, and it's also having a lot of medicinal values. So the moha flower is used for the treatment of different kind of diseases, and there are a lot of formulations which are available. I mean, the Ayurvedic formulations from the moha flower. So, as this is the traditional uses, people, mostly the tribal people, they use the moha flower for making a country liquor. And this is what is called one type of tablets they use for this is a traditional method of developing country liquors. And they put this tablet on it for the fermentation process, and the liquors is produced. So I mean to say, this is the common uses of moha flowers. So my point of saying is here, can you utilize the moha flower for development of different value-added food products as a superfood, so that yes, you can nourish to the malnutrited peoples as well as you can eradicate the anemia. So if you can develop the several value-added food products, then this can also be capture the indigenous market and as having the export market value. So in that way, we can also increase the socio-economic development of the tribal people. So I'm going to say, tell us the different kind of food products that we have developed in our departments, so that at least to motivate the young minds, some of you can think of for developing this kind of products, or can be the tribal people or the SSG group peoples can also be trained for developing these products for the socio-economic development. So this is what the fresh power after you collect, then you have to remove this calyx and the sepals because this seems to be toxic. Okay, it consists of saponin, and an overtake of saponin causes a lot of neurodegenerative diseases. So when you are collecting the fresh moha flowers, you have to remove this part, and then this fresh moha flowers can be used to prepare the juice, and from the juice you can prepare very nice moha jam, which can be used, which can be consumed. And the cost for production of this moha jam is 14 rupees per kg. So we generally purchase this jam from the markets, okay, which is very costly. But this moha jam can be prepared in the home and can be used ourselves also. So this is the protocols for making the moha candy. So in this case, you can make a khatta mita candy by putting moha as well as the imli. That's called tamarind, and this is the protocol, and this kind of candy you can prepare. Later I can show you how much of incomes you can generate if you can be able to make a candy factory for developing this moha candy. This is one example. Chutney you can develop by using again tamarind as well as the moha, which can be consumed very good in taste. So you can develop yourself and you can consume also. So I'm just telling you the different products. So if any one of you really interested, okay, these are the protocols. You can come to our department. I can show you also some products we have developed, and these things you can know also hands-on. You can develop also the squash instead of using your you are very fond of taking a lot of drinks, cold drinks from the market. Okay, and so why not you can develop our own this moha. TAM means tamarind, amla, and moha. So tamarind and amla are also very rich in medicinal value, and also moha is a superfood. So these three common non-timber forest products you can develop for squash, which is very energetic, and you can also drink in our home. You can develop with a cat. So you can, instead of making your what is called your the cake you are purchasing from the markets, very tasty cake we can develop ourselves, and this is the protocols. Develop cookies also, and this is the protocols which we have standardized in our departments, and you can develop these cookies. Moha jam, so you can take the seasonal fruits like mango with moha concentrate, and you can develop the moha jam, or you can use the pineapple and the moha concentrate, and you can develop also the jam, which is very good in taste and having a lot of nutrition and having a lot of medicinal value also. Jelly also you can prepare like this. Pacha goli also you can prepare. You might have seen Ramdev, they are having a lot of pacha goli. Okay, so similar kind of things also you can develop with the moha concentrate, and you can consume. Gulab jamun also you can prepare. Okay, instead of adding your sugar, so you can use the moha concentrate, which is as good as the taste of sugar. So you can use these ingredients and you can develop gulab jamun and you can consume. Ice cream also you can prepare. Okay, so these are few which we have already developed in our departments. And this moha laddu also you can prepare. And just tell you, because I am also one of the task force member of Ayurvedic, there is your CCRAS. So there's one scientist from NIN. He has got a project of 70 lakhs to develop moha laddu to eradicate the anemia. So I'm just showing several problems. So each and every product can be taken forward as a proposal, project proposal. Also, you can develop the Swiss rolls. And this is the moha hint science center that you can develop. So as you can see, the moha liquors traditionally being prepared by the tribal people. So the Mohua liquors can be used to prepare hand sanitizers. And this is the protocols we have already developed. These are the ingredients we have added, and this Mohua, these sanitizers can be prepared. And instead of buying it from the markets, you can develop our own, which is very cheap and can be used. So this is a to make a hard press, a hard boiled candy. So there are different products, bakery products you can develop from Mohua concentrate also. So let's say, for example, someone of you who was going to develop a industries related to the production of hard-boiled candy from the Mohua concentrate. So how much of incomes that is going to be having? So these are the expenses that we require for the instrument part, which is around 60,000. This is the manpower we have to recruit for the industries. So this is 40,000. So these are the like some kind of essential ingredients you have to purchase. So I'll just quickly skip the slides. And so these are the total expenses we have to spend to set up our industries, candy industries, 4,09,800 rupees. And see the income. This is the income part. So we'll get 46.2% of income with a selling price of 50 paise per candy. So this much of incomes you can generate. So this is a very good source of incomes you can develop. Now coming to the moringa. So moringa also is considered to be a very superfood in case because it is very rich in nutritional value. And every parts of moringa is being used. Okay, in our localities, the leaf, flowers, the pod, everything is being used. It's very rich in antioxidant. And India is the largest producer of moringa. So you can see this is a comparison between the moringa powders and the different kind of vegetables and the fruits. So you can see the carrot, it is very rich in your vitamin A, that is carotene, beta carotene, but the moringa leaf powder is having 2 times more vitamin A content compared to the carrot, 14 times more rich in calcium compared to the milk, 4 times more rich in fiber compared to the oat, 4 times more rich in potassium compared to the banana, and 9 times more rich in iron compared to the spinach. So, and this is the marketed products. This I have got it from the Amazon. This is nicely packed with the moringa leaf powder, and it is being selling. And I know in our locality, rural areas, the people use this moringa powder along with the rice and they consume. So this is an alternative source of nutrition. So again, this I can skip. So this is some data related to these nutritional values. It's very rich in the proximate content as well as the essential minerals and vitamin content. And these are the data again related to the vitamins and the essential the vitamins as well as the different kind of elements. And the different diseases can be treated with that of moringa. And these are the list. So these are the traditional method of consuming moringa. So we can prepare a green tea with the moringa leaf. You can prepare a soup using the moringa pod. You can prepare a sago and you can consume. And this is the moringa oil, which is in the market. And this is the moringa tablet, which is also in the markets. You can find it, you can get it from the pharma shop. The moringa capsule as well as the moringa tablets. People are taking as a multi-minerals and multivitamin capsules. So this is the capsule. And these are mostly the African countries. This is the process they used to have. They collect the fresh moringa leaf, they wash it properly, they dry it using a sun dryer, make it powder, and they develop moringa capsules, moringa cake, and moringa tablets for their consumption. This pod is very, you can say, this is the seeds of the moringa pod, and this is, you can fry it and you can, with the ghee, and you can consume. Its taste is just like a groundnut. Very good taste. Give me a lot of medicinal value. And this is the oil people prepared from the moringa seeds, and this is the generic name, like brand name, Ben oil. It is found in the Ben oil. And if you are going to extract the the oil from the Moringa pod, you can say this much of incomes you can generate with a price of 1200 per kg. But if you can just check the price of Moringa oil in Amazon, it's more than 1200. So this is the minimum price I have mentioned here with a lot of incomes you can generate. So we have also developed several value addition to Moringa, like we have developed the kurkuri. What is available is like so we can use the millets as well as the Moringa leaf powder, and you can nicely develop kurkuri and you can use yourself. So it is very rich in nutrition. Okay, it's good for the health. And these are the chips you can prepare. Okay, so instead of taking your like potato chips available in the market, you can develop your Moringa leaf powder chip with the help of your like black gram dal, then millets, and the Moringa leaf powder. You can develop this and you can consume yourself. You can readily develop the Moringa dip and you can also use it. And this is what is available in Amazon. This Moringa dip is available, which is rich in antioxidant, and people are using this for making soup as well as making a green tea, and they are consuming. So if you but instead of depending on the Amazon, you can develop ourselves. The Moringa is available plentifully in our locality. Then the other important non-timber forest product is called the Dioscorea bulbifera, which is called the pita alu in our locality. This also tribal peoples are using this and they're eating it as a raw. These are the pictures. This is a leaf of the Dioscorea, and this is what is the rhizomes which is being used. It is having both underground rhizomes as well as the area rhizomes. Both are being used for consumption, but it is very bitter in taste. So this is how the peoples they used to collect it. So they will dig. Yeah, they collect the like by digging the soil. They collect the underground bulbifera, this pita alu, and this is the traditional method they used to use for making this slices of this one pita alu and they consume. So this is the raw tuber. They clean it, wash it properly in running water, then they make slices out of it, and which is very bitter in taste. So what they do is they put the slices in a running water so that it will be washed out. And this bitter taste is because of suffering, so suffering will be washed out here. Also, they boil it, and then after boiling, they consume it. And it is also available in the market. And I have also tested this one. But this is having a lot of proximate content. So this is the nutritional value of this tuber, very rich in starch as well as some other kind of proximate. Also, the amino acid content is very high. It's also considered a lot of minerals, essential minerals. Also, the vitamins content here, both the raw tuber as well as the boiled tuber. So, because it is very rich in starch, and traditionally you can use this tuber powder to make different value-added food products. Like you can make the cake, you can make the bread, you can make the papad. So what is that? My students basically Sadhni. So she has developed several value-added food products from this particular tuber by taking this Dioscorea bulbifera flour as well as the wheat flour. So three kind of combinations we have used, like 25% this pita alu flour as well as 75% wheat flour, and 50-50%, 75-25%, and like that. And using this composite flour, we have developed several food products. So this I can skip. Like this is the papad you can develop and you can consume. This also I can skip, and these are the things we have developed by taking 100% wheat flour, 25% this Dioscorea bulbifera flour is 75% wheat flour, 50-50%, and 75-25%. So what you come to know that yes. So this is with the 100% wheat flour. This is the cake, and this is 25%, 75% combination, and it comes to be like 50-50% combination of this tuber as well as the wheat flour seems to be the best one good in taste and also good in texture. And also it has been qualified with sensory evaluations. Let's skip this one. And for papad, 25% of this tuber of flour as well as the 75% of wheat flour is a very good combination for making papad. So these are the like some of the photo or pictures. I can show you that some of the students they've got a project called under Skill Begin. So 30 participants from different university they have participated in this one, and we have went to CFTRI Hyderabad for developing different value-added food products from the moringa specifically, not the mohua, but mohua we have developed 4 or 5, but 16 different food products we have developed from the moringa leaf as well as the moringa pod, and these are the snapshots of things, and you see these are the collection of the food we have developed. And again, some photographs, and this is the programs we have conducted along with the CFTRI. And also, we have conducted one workshop we're giving the training to the SSG group, 30% with the help of the Vasundhara. Okay, so we have given a training, hands-on training for the development of different value-added food products from the mohua to the SSG women, so that they have been trained for 7 days for developing these products. And thank you very much for listening me. And if you have any specific questions, you are welcome. Because of further time, I'll quickly just skip some of the slides. But any one of you really having some interest, you can come and interact with us. And we are always available for helping you in writing the proposal also related to this particular aspects. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Pradeep Kumar Naik, for your nice talk on non-timber forest product. You all know tribals, they are using all these non-timber forest products. It may be mohua, it may be some resin or flax, etc. But they are using in a crude form. Actually, if you can convert this crude form into a value-added product, then their economic condition will be elevated. And in this context, there is a role of mohua flour, not only to eradicate anemia, but also how its nutritious value can be increased with refination. So also with respect to moringa, जो हमें कहूँ सजना बा मुनगा एवं डायस्कोरिया जोड़ा कि पिता आलू ये सब रो व्यवहार केमती हे परिबो आउ ताकू केमती गुटे वैल्यू एडेड प्रोडक्ट रे कन्वर्ट कले ट्राइबल पीपल को इकोनॉमिक कंडीशन रे स्वच्छलता आसीबो. And this is the scope in which the young students and scholars, those are present here, can give proposal to different funding agencies to get the project and to work in this field. Thank you, Professor Naik, for your nice talk. And I think some of the students and scholars will be interested to bring project in this field. Now I request Professor Binata Naik to deliver a talk so that that talk will also bring interest among the scholars to think a different line of research. Thank you.
Professor Sanjukta Das, the chairperson of this session, and the science chairperson of Sambalpur University, Professor Sanjat Kumar Sahu, the rapporteur, Dr. S.N. Pradhan, my dear colleagues and dear students. Today I am going to deliver a talk on the tribal foods of Odisha, a boon to mankind. Okay, as because I belong to the Department of Coordinator of Food Science, Technology and Nutrition, I am giving a brief idea here, basing upon the different types of the foods the tribal they take for as a day-to-day food habit, and what are the nutritional value of those particular foods, and they are getting from those particular foods, and they survive like a fit human being. So if we see the foods of the tribes, and the tribal food comprises varieties of unconventional foods in the edible forms of flowers. They are maybe the fruits, they may be the tubers, they may be the leaves, stems, seeds, and wild mushrooms. And the tribals mostly eat vegetables of leafy varieties. They mostly prefer because they are easily available and in that locality. They are mainly residing in the forest areas, and in the forest areas, this type of the things they are easily available, and it is the practice of them to take those or consider those particular things as their food. And that's why they mostly eat vegetables of leafy varieties which grow as wild weeds and depend on such natural products for their food. So the three pillars of the tribals, if we consider, then one is the health and nutrition, another one is language and culture, and the third one is natural resources and biodiversity. If we see, then more than 370 million people found in more than 70 countries worldwide. It is a report from the International Labour Organization Convention number 169. And according to that, 370 million people worldwide, they belong to the tribal community. 8% of total population of India and 22% of total population of Odisha are the tribal group. Speaking more than 4,000 different languages out of 7,000 existing languages about the world. So they are diverse in their food habit, they are diverse in their languages, they are diverse in their cultures. So these are the different places where the tribals they reside. And the Odisha is the home of as many as 62 different tribal communities. And in terms of the tribal population, it ranks second in the country. Majority of the tribal populations of Odisha lives in forest ecosystem and has its own socio-cultural pattern, tradition, and typical food practices. If we see from North Odisha to South Odisha, East to West Odisha, they have different cultural practices, and basing upon the availability of the growth of different varieties of the plants, they are considered as they consider those particular groups of the plants, fruits, or it may be seeds, it may be the leaves, whatever it may be, they are considered as the food source. They are generally residing in the hilly and the remote areas surrounded by natural forest resources, so they get these foods easily. Ethnobotanical reports offer information on medicinal properties, that is the green leafy vegetables like which are used for the antidiabetic, anti-carcinogenic, hypolipidemic, and antibacterial activities. In most of these studies, crude extracts of plants were used to demonstrate their health beneficial potency. So below slides, these are the types of the tribal foods. And the tribal foods, if we see, they are divided into different groups. They consume millets, they consume gourds, they consume the tubers, they consume the fruits, berries, they consume flowers, mushrooms, medicinal, and all these things they consume, they have certain medicinal uses as well as the nutritional properties. So these are the different types of the millets, and presently also our agriculture secretary, Dr. Arvind Badi, he is in favor of the to eat millets and to utilize the millets as the midday meal of the school children also. So he is encouraging the tribal people or the farmers to go ahead for cultivating these millets, because it is the good source of the different types of the nutrition, good nutritional value. So the millets are maybe the pearl millet, it may be the sorghum, it may be the barnyard millet, finger millets, little millet, proso millet, foxtail millet, Kodo millet. These are the different types of the millets, and the Kodo millet, actually if we see, the Kodo millet is good for the diabetic people because it is high source of the fiber and less in the carbohydrate quantity. That's why it is a good source of, as the means we are taking the rice as our food, basic carbohydrate source of the food. But the Kodo millet, it is less in carbohydrate but high in fiber content. That's why it is a good for the diabetic people. So these are the different nutritional value of different types of the millets if we see. And the sorghum, it improves the metabolism, and the crop is all grown for hay and fodder, is resistant to drought and heat. And this is most important. The nowadays the rain concentration or the rainy season is less. We are getting less quantity of the rain in the rainy season also. So to cultivate these millets is highly actually useful for the farmers because it requires less quantity of the rain. That's why it is highly important to cultivate the millet and to increase the socio-economic potential of the tribals. The health benefits of the millet, if we see, they are low, they have the low glycemic index and helps in sugar control. They are gluten-free, which is actually important for intolerance or celiac disease. It is easy to digest. It is rich in antioxidants like polyphenols, rich in dietary fiber, and it is also a good source of vitamins, good source of minerals, and rich in calcium, iron, magnesium, and the zinc. And these are the studied composition of the different components belongs to the millet. These are the different products from the actually millets. One can nowadays prepare idli, dosa, upma, everything one can actually made from this millet. So now these are also the different products actually sold in the market, prepared and sold in the market, which are prepared from the millets itself. Then the common gourds, if we see, the common gourds may be the ash gourd, bitter gourd, bottle gourd, ivy gourd, ridge gourd, pointed gourd, snake gourd, different types of the gourds we are eating as vegetables. And these gourds, they are also edible by the tribals. And if we see the nutritional composition of the some of the common gourds, which we are using as vegetables, then their rich source of the moisture content is more in the all the gourds. And if we see the carbohydrate content is very less, but if we see the fiber content is very high, and energy value is also very high. That's why if we eat, one will eat these gourds, then he will get a balanced type of the diet. Another group of the which is edible by the tribals, they belongs to the tubers, and one of the tuber already Professor Naik has shown, that is the Dioscus volvifera. And this consumption of these wild tubers is very common among different tribal communities of India. And the tubers locally known as kanda, it is also known as kanda, and in the market also different types of the kandas are available. And besides those kanda which are available here, the tribals, they use other different types of the kandas. And the kandas may be the Paula or Pitalu, Ponkuan, Kundri, Honda, Panalu, Churka, then Kosaru, Kontaru, Biome Sanga, Mohuaru, Paniaru, like that, different types of the kandas are available. And the Dioscorea volvifera, already Professor Naik has shown. This is the Dioscorea volvifera. Then next is the Soranda kanda. It is called the Dioscorea glabra. And this Dioscorea glabra is known for its high fiber content, and it is cylindrical in shape. The next slide I have shown, and this the shape of this kanda, and particularly from the survey from the local inhabitants, which who actually the tribals who eat this Soranda kanda, from their actually by surveying it, they use this kanda for the stomach and the diarrhea and the stomach ailment, and for the fever, dysentery, joint pain, asthma, stomach disorder, like the different types of the disorders, they are taking or using this kanda. This is the kanda, and the outer side of this kanda is hairy. Then the next is the Olua kanda, which is called the Amorphophallus peonifolius, and this kanda, it is also used in the Ayurveda, Siddha, and the Unani. And it is also called the elephant foot. Foot yam is widely used in Indian medicine and is recommended for this Ayurveda, Siddha, and Unani. This is the cultivated plant of this elephant foot yam. It can be cultivated, and it is a high source of the potassium, and copper is the vital for it is a source of the copper also, and it is the rich source of vitamin C also. And the production of the iron absorption, while vitamin C is a strong antioxidant that can boost immune system. If we see the nutritional value of this kanda, then the calories per serving consists of 179 calories. Total fat is very less, and iron concentration is more. Vitamin is also more. Another we call the palua kanda. You all of you know we are making the palua khiri or the palua tikiri. It is looking just like the adrak. It is looking like that, and it is also cultivable. And mainly the tribals, they cultivate this palua kanda, and that palua kanda, it is also a rich source of the usually as antifungal agent and antibacterial agent. Then the different types of the fruits also they are using, and in the different types of the fruits, I have shown here the toothkoli. For this toothkoli, work is going on in the Department of Food Science and Technology department, and already Sweta Parida, she has awarded her degree by developing different types of the products by using this toothkoli. We are actually not eating the toothkoli, but it has highly medicinal value. Then the another is the fig, timbri, then the morkoli, then the amla. In this way, the different koli are there, which has the various type of the medicinal uses. And these are the different types of the foods. If we see the arona, it is used in dysentery, boracious, which is called the towel is for the mouth disorder and constipation. And this in this tal also work is going on in the Department of Food Science and Technology. And we are going to develop various useful products and the value-added products to tal as well as the toothkoli. Then another is the charcoal. It is used for the wound and headache, also the constipation and the cough. Then the kusum is another wild variety of the food. Nowadays also we are not, if we ask students, have you seen the kusum koli? Have you seen it? So who are actually belongs to the village area, they might have seen this kusum koli. But who are actually residing in the urban areas, they have not seen this kusum koli. But it has highly nutritional value, and it is used for the worm infection, and the oils are used for prevent hair loss. So in this way, the other fruits are also there, or the koli or the berries are there, which are utilized for the different types of the diseases, and it is a survey based. Then the flowers, they are also used for the tribals, and in the flowers, the indigenous that is the girdifula. You have seen in the market, girdifula are available. Then mahua already discussed by Professor Naik. Then this neem, tentuli, bahal sak, then the reki phul, the augusti phul. These are the different types of the phul, and the medicinal use if we see, then the girdiful, it is good for anemic mother, and roots are used for the cough. The mahul is also used for constipation. Neem is one infection, the skin disease, because it is bitter in taste. Then the tentuli, it is used for the indigestion, bahal sak, constipation and the dysentery. Then the rekiful or the augustiful, it is for the polaso. This is for polaso, it is used for cut, wound and diarrhea. And the augustiful, it is used for the mouth disorder and headache. So these are those full flowers. I have shown the pictures. Then beside this, different mushrooms are also different types of the mushrooms. They are also used by the tribals, and for some of the mushrooms, studies has already been there. for different quantity. That is the fiber, protein, carbohydrates, the energy value. It has been actually calculated, and all the mushrooms, they possess maximum quantity of the proteins in comparison to the others. So it is a good source of the protein. Sometimes also the mushrooms, they are used by the tribals to mix a curry with the fish also, and they used it in they burned it and they eat it. So in this way, they used the mushrooms in different by cooking in different processes. If we see the leaves, so more numbers of the leaves, they are present in edible form, but we don't know which leaves has to be eaten and which has not to be. But they have the idea, means they are more actually intelligent. They are the more knowledgeable tribals. They are more knowledgeable than us. So they have eaten different the leaves part, and by eating the leaf part, they develop their immunity as well as they supplement their nutritional value. So some of the leaves I have shown here, and the leaves of the pahal saag, we are regularly taking the pahal saag. Quillet saag, we are also taking. Pathua saag, we are also taking. So these are the different types, different varieties of the leaves we are taking normally. But the tribals, more than that, the tribals they are taking, and they have this type of the medicinal value. And also the tribals, they have taken these plants, they have taken the leaves or the roots or the flowers of these different plants. And this is survey-based study. And these different plants, they are used by the different tribes, mainly the Gond, Kanda. They use these plants for different to eradicate or to relieve themselves from the effect of different types of the diseases. So the Indra marisa, it is belongs to the Euphorbiaceae family, used for the bronchial asthma. So in this way, these plants, they are used for the different types of the diseases. So if we see the plant part used for different diseases or for different nutrition addition, then the leaf part is maximum used by the tribals is maximum, it is 41%, bark is 17%, root is 18%, latex is 12%, rhizome 6%, whole plant is 6%. So in conclusion, I can say some reports on the general food habits and dietary pattern of various tribal populations, but no authentic research work has not been done on uncultivated wild tribal plant foods. So that's why nowadays research is very much essential to know the details of these tribal foods. The tribal tracts are the storehouses of information. The indigenous knowledge and uses of the medicinal plants of a particular area have to be analyzed to develop appropriate management measures, that is the ex situ or the in situ conservation for best utilization of natural resources, because some of the plants, they are going to be extinct. And basing on this, proposal should be initiated for detailed investigation to get the funds. So the research aspects are identification of tribal resources and making the indigenous knowledge or culture as a means of livelihood, promotion of the tribal foods and value-added products from it, optimal utilization of available resources of the tribal areas resulting in sustainable tribal development, and the area of culture-specific development and interventions is highly essential. This proposal play an integral part in organization growth as well as the food of tribals and for their sustainable development. So thank you everyone for your presence hearing, and thanks the organizers to giving me a chance to share some of the ideas before you. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Vinata Naik, for your nice talk on tribal foods. Now we have two speakers. One is Dr. Ishwar Baitaru and Dr. Niru Seka. Since the time is short, and both are going to deliver on a single topic. That's why I request Dr. Ishwar Boitaru to deliver a talk which is mostly relating to the research scholar and students, how to bring project based on tribal knowledge. Now, it's time for Dr. Ishwar Boitaru. But before that, I, on behalf of the Sambalpur University, all faculty members and employees, I welcome Professor Aditya Prasad Padhi to this workshop. And you all know Professor Padhi. He was a professor in the Department of Political Science in this university. And after serving as a professor, he has also served as a Vice Chancellor of Brahmpur University. He is a very eminent person. In spite of his age and busy schedule, he has given some time to be with us in this workshop. So we are all grateful to you, sir, for your kind presence. Now I request Dr. Ishwar Boitaru to speak on the scope of research funding project based on tribal knowledge. And because the time is running out, that's why I request Dr. Boitaru to limit his talk within 10 to 12 minutes. Thank
you. Thank you very much, sir. Respected Vice Chancellor, Professor Sanjukta Das Madam, the invited guest, Professor A.P. Padhi, sir, Professor P.K. Naik, sir, Chair Professor S.K. Sanjat Kumar Sahu, sir, Professor Vinata Naik, Madam, and Registrar, sir. Today I am going to present a topic. The topic is the scope of research funding on project based on traditional knowledge. So I'll be focusing on the projects that can be brought to university and colleges from different funding agencies based on traditional knowledges. So our country is rich in traditional knowledge base, and there are solution. Every kind of solution is there to all the problems that the society faces from the traditional knowledge base. But due to our negligence, there is rapid erosion of this traditional know-how, and there is utmost necessity to rediscover the scientific validity of this rich knowledge base, and therefore research projects must be undertaken for scientific validation at different colleges and university level. So what should be the basis of project formulation? So I think it appears to me like the principle of project design should be based on the concept of act locally and think globally. Because the investigators should find out the problems that are local in nature, but the solution given to the local problems should have global implications. Because it is our moral responsibility to work on local problems, as nobody will come to deal with your problems unless you yourself not take the initiative. So there are many gray area where people can work upon. So recently you must have heard our neighboring district, Bargarh district, has been designated as the cancer capitals, and there is increased cases of cancer incidence in Bargarh district. Several fold increase in the prevalence of CKD in Western Odisha, and the people should work on this. What could be the possible cause of region-specific increase in disease cases? It may be because of the polluted water, maybe heavy metal contamination. It may be because of the agrochemicals like pesticides, maybe the air pollution from cement industry, or there may be some radiation sources. And what could be the solution in traditional knowledge base? Can we use our traditional know-how in preventing the increase in the cancer rate in our neighboring district? And other gray area, like we can study the pollution load in Jharsuguda, because many industries have come up in recent past. Social impact of industrialization in Jharsuguda, and many other aspects like Mahanadi River, as well as the reservoirs due to industrial developments in the upper ends, barrage and dams construction in Chhattisgarh, how the hydrodynamics and the quality of river water, Mahanadi River and the reservoir is changing, and how it influences the community health in our district. That can also be taken up as a project. And tribal cultures of environmental protection and conservation. It basically, tribal culture is such that it protects the environment through one of the best example is the secret grove. So one of the largest secret groves of Asia is the Andhari forest, which was being protected and led by the previous vice chancellor of this university, Professor D.R. Naik. I have visited many times to the secret groves, and I have found how finely these people are protecting this forest. Because forest is the only solution for all the environmental hazards that are happening in the recent past. Tribal medicines, many things have been told, so I will not be discussing in greater details here. Tribal medicine is another area where the project can be brought. Mainly, it should be because for every disease in the society there are medicine available in the forest. Okay, so the definition of tribal medicine is a tribal medicine or folk system of medicine is a set of dynamic medical practices based on the principle of trial and error and on empirical evidence, which has evolved over a period of time within a unique socio-cultural and physical environment. This definition was given by Johari and Karki, Tribal Folk Medicinal Plant Resources of South Asia in 1999. So this, it is known to all. There are around 705 tribal communities, 227 ethnic groups, and there are tropical zone forest of Western and Eastern Ghats, and these tribal medicinal knowledge can now be developed into a new drugs in modern medicine. So how it will be done? So modern allopathic medicines are the price is increasing. So now the piracy is going on. Okay, the dangerous side effects are there. If we can scientifically validate the many tribal knowledge of medicine, it can improve the health quality without any side effects. So greater awareness in India toward tribal medicine is necessary. For that, World Health Organization has actually promoted this type of research in the concept that this ensures health to all. And the other area is the non-timber forest products. This has already been discussed by Professor Naik and Vinata ma'am, so I'm not discussing it. So what is the procedure to apply for fund from different funding agencies? So who can apply? So in colleges and universities, those people who have undergone research training in the form of their PhD degree are eligible to apply for projects. Whom to apply? There are a number of funding agencies like CSIR, ICMR, UGC, DST, DBT, Department of Atomic Energy, ISRO, DRDO, ICAR, MOFNCC, Ministry of Forest and Environment and Climate Change, ICSSR, and also the state governments recently is also giving projects in the URIP scheme, Odisha University Research Incentivization and Innovation Plan. It is regulated by Odisha State Higher Education Council Odisha. So it giving project to many people. So when to apply? There are periods where the funding agency give advertisements in the form of call for proposals, and how to apply through online application processes. So what is the scope for newly appointed faculty in colleges and universities? So in the first year of joining, the faculty can apply for UGC startup grant. It is up to 10 lakhs. It is sanctioned to the faculty. Early career research projects funded by SERB, Science and Engineering Research Board, Department of Science and Technology in India, and seed grant project funded by URIP, Government of Odisha. So the project should be based on 3 different domains. So it should be driven by the community demand, the needs identified the experts, and the available resources. The available resource, based on the available resource, community demand and needs identified the expert, the project should be developed. So the good ideas generally are appreciated by many people and many experts. So project investigator must make sure that the project proposal is genuine, based on a genuine problems, and that you can face it. The investigator can face it. 2-step approach should be done. The first, first to define your project thoroughly and using a participatory approach, and then adapt your project proposal according to the targeted donor. So the funding agency, their requirement must be catered. And it is very important to use the logical framework, a tool to design a project in systemic and logical way. So how to prepare a project proposal? So important thing is to introduce the problem properly. Rationale behind the study is very important. There should be a strong rationale. Expected outcome and benefit to the society. The project should bring some kind of benefit to the society in the form of product or in the form of a principle or a knowledge base. There should be proper review of literatures that have been, the work has been done in national and international level. Objective of the study should be clearly defined, and the experimental design and methodology should be adopted in such a way that it should satisfy the objective. And this is the typical structure of a project proposal. Now, executive summary. This is important because most of the experts go through this executive summary and take idea about what this investigator is likely to do. Then the organizational description, project background, problem statement, goal and objective, beneficiary, proposed methodology, budget, monitoring and evaluation, then the sustainability, and the annexes, whatever the investigator wanted to include in the project. So this is all about how to develop the project based on knowledge base. Thank you very much for your questions hearing.
So, thank you, Dr. Ishwara Bhattacharya, for your nice presentation, how to ask for project relating to tribal issues. Now, I request Dr. Surya Pradhan, who is the rapporteur of this session, to give a brief proceedings of this session.
Good afternoon to my esteemed Vice Chancellor, Professor Sanjukta Das, our chief guest of this occasion, Professor P. Padi sir, our Registrar, Honorable Registrar, Dr. Ruparaj Sahu sir, Professor P.K. Naik sir, and Professor Sanjit Kumar Sahu, and my colleagues and my dear students. So today we are celebrating National Workshop on Tribal Identity, Rights and Development. So there is a very good response from the speakers. We are enlightened by this path-breaking research as well as the formulations leading to societal benefits. Firstly, I was enlightened by the speech of Professor Pradeep Kumar Naik. He is an eminent researcher in the field of ethnomedicine, tribal food products derived from Mohua, Moringa, and Dioscorea volvifera. So he pertinently talked about the high anemic incidence of Sundargarh, where this low-cost foods can be act as a boon for these tribal people. So this anemic conditions is also correlated to malnutrition. So the idea of superfoods was being described by Professor Pradeep Kumar Naik very efficiently. So this superfood derived from Mohua flowers can act as a Ayurvedic formulations, so which could have various products in terms of chocolate, candy, foods, jam, jelly. So this food products can not only generate nutritional benefits, but can also give livelihood generations to the tribal communities as well as the future entrepreneurs. So, sir talked about this Mohua jam can cost around 40 rupees per kg. So, in this era of inflation and what I say, this 40 rupees is very miraculous, and I am, sir, very grateful to sir this protocol sir has developed in his lab very indigenously, which can also be a patentable in real terms also. Sir has also many credits to his hat. Apart from that, he talked about non-timber forest products. So various products can also be developed in terms of cookies, cakes, pachakoli, gulab jamun, laddu, hand sanitizer can be derived from this Mohua products. So this term valorization is a term referred to value addition. So this Mohua flowers has been ignored by generation to generation. So apart from this country-made liquor, this was not used anywhere else. So sir, Pradeep Naik sir has done a tremendous job in bringing this low-cost food products, which is marketable in Amazon, Flipkart as a superfood. So thank you, sir, for your brainstorming lecture. So this, apart from that, he talked about Moringa oleifera, Moringa indica. See, it also acts as a superfood. It is rich in calcium, iron, and protein. So Moringa is also used in various oil preparations, tablets, capsules, cakes. Moringa seeds is used as antipyretic, and Moringa oil is also available in the Amazon and Flipkart. So apart from that, sir has talked about the low-fat kurkure and prepared from Moringa is also highly priced in market. This Moringa dip and Moringa dip is also used as a cardioprotective soup in recent days. Apart from that, sir talked about pita aloo, which is botanically called Dioscorea volvifera. So cakes, cookies, papad have been prepared using various formulations of sagu. So this products as very often used by the Indian populations, and as it is available by these superstores online. So people can use these products very easily. So our second speaker was Professor Vinata Naik. Madam Vinata Naik told about the foods used by tribes basically in India. We categorize the importance of leafy varieties. So this they have conscious is another is biodiversity. So sorry sir. So Madam Vinata Naik has